right.
Thank you so much.
I'm always so happy to have you here. You did a very nice thing. You, in your hometown of Traverse City, Michigan.
Yes.
You own a couple movie theaters.
Yes,
Beautiful.
some old theaters. I restored them as a nonprofit and donated them to the community. Yeah.
And while during the shutdown, you were letting federal workers come for free.
Yes. Yeah. And their families and free popcorn. Free pop. As
Free
we
popcorn
say.
and free pop. That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
Wait, you guys call popcorn pop?
No, we call
good.
no,
Okay,
soda
gotcha.
is pop.
All right, good.
Popcorn is popcorn.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I was worried there was like some weird Traverse City slang.
No. We are, the closer you get to Canada, words do change.
Yeah.
And people get nicer.
They do. The
Yes.
closer you get to Canada,
That
they
is
get nicer.
true.
That
Yes,
does get.
right.
I want to thank you. You gave us some very nice promotion. You wore a Late Night with Seth Meyers hat.
Oh,
on,
that's right.
All In with Chris Hayes.
I promised him I'd wear a Chris Hayes hat tonight.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's in bed.
Oh, yeah, he won't be.
Right, no.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll just digitally put it in there. We'll get our digital effects team to make it a. Yeah, there you go. So we have so much to talk about. You know, we were obviously mentioning Howard Schultz at the top of the show. How do you feel about
the self-made Howard Schultz?
Well, now explain this.
Yes,
You take issue with self-made.
Well, he says, he's in the same sentence, he goes, I'm a self-made billionaire. I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. Right away, by admitting that you had subsidized public housing paid for by the tax dollars of the American people, you aren't self-made. You got a hand up from us, like we want to do. We want to help our fellow Americans. It's a form of socialism, public housing.
Yeah.
And yet he's saying, I'm all self-made. He went to public universities. He went to Northern Michigan University, actually. And, again, financed by taxpayers' dollars. And then he sells coffee, which is essentially water, using city water systems, municipal water systems.
Right.
Which, it's like a huge infrastructure that, if you have a business, you might have to have FedEx or trucks deliver things to your store. He has the people in New York and all these other cities delivering the water underground to him. And then you know what your water bill is. I mean, nobody. It's of all the utility bills, it's your least expensive
right.
bill.
Yeah.
Right. So I did the calculation earlier today. It's like a 1/100th of a penny to fill up a grande cup at Starbucks. 1/100th of a penny for that water. And to say, I got to be you got to be a billionaire because we're paying for the water.
Yeah. If you was just giving people a cup of coffee grounds, that'd be one thing.
What are the beans? Probably another penny. The coffee bean.
You have a way, you have an idea to pressure him not to run. What's your idea?
Well, my idea, first of all, is none of us should go to Starbucks until he announces he's not running.
Gotcha, okay.
Then you go back and buy a $5 cup of coffee. But in the meantime, I was thinking that those of us who would support such a boycott, we could set up like a little table in front of Starbucks, like a lemonade stand, and provide coffee, because people need their coffee. I understand that. So we'll have coffee there at Starbucks, but in front of Starbucks, with city-owned water.
There you go. There you go. What there's again, we're starting to see, it's still early days. There's sort of a trickle of candidates that I think is going to only increase in size. We're starting to see platforms. If you were running, what would be your platforms? What would be the things that Michael Moore would promise to the American people? Well,
I have a number of things I would do. First of all, I love the idea of just outlawing billionaires. It really is immoral. I understand. You can make $900 million and get through the year with that,
right?
As your income. Mm-hmm. But the idea of a billionaire. I was thinking about. We were talking backstage here. We're on 50th Street and 6th Avenue here in New York City. 2 nights ago, a young mother, 22 years old, at the subway stop 1 block over on 7th Avenue and 50th Street, trying to take her baby down the stairs in the stroller, and she falls. And she dies. The mother dies. The baby lived, but the mother died. And I'm like, this is the richest country on the planet. And we're in the richest city. And we have a subway system that is over 100 years old and feels like it's 200 years old. And the fact that we can't even provide what you have in other cities in this country, but also throughout the world, mass transit, modern mass transit. And she has to die struggling to take a stroller down the stairs. 9 blocks from us right here, go the other direction on 59th. and 6th Avenue. A man just bought the most expensive home dwelling in America. He spent $238 million on his penthouse on Central Park South. How could we, just 9 blocks away, have that and allow this woman to die because of an infrastructure that has crumbled and doesn't work? This, if I were president, I would fix that immediately. I would not allow this kind of disparity to continue.